Kathleen Dematera Contreras, and I work with Clean Air Asia. In the next few minutes, I am going to give you a glimpse into some of the sustainability challenges in Asia. Cities are where most of the world's population live. Asia is home to 4.6 billion people, and because of this large population count, it plays host to the world's largest urban population. As of 2018, 20 of 33 megacities are in Asia, as you would see in the image depicted by red dots. By 2030, the world is projected to have 43 megacities, with most of them being in developing regions. Because of high urban population growth rates expected in Asia, the region will host the largest number of urban dwellers globally, even though it will be among the least urbanized geographic regions. Why do we need to look into air quality in Asian cities? The latest report on state of global air, released by Health Effects Institute, reveals that over 90% of global population experienced annual average PM2.5 concentrations that exceeded the World Health Organization air quality guideline values, and among the highest annual average exposures were observed in Asia. A separate Clean Air Asia study of air pollution levels in 419 cities in Asia reveals that over 90% of cities has PM2.5 levels that do not meet this World Health Organization air quality guideline values. Developing cities tend to have more activities that create emissions, but with less advanced pollution control technologies. Breathing polluted air increases the chances of developing heart disease, chronic respiratory diseases, and cancer, among others. The latest State of Global Air report also reveals that air pollution is now the world's fourth leading risk factor for early death. We also learned air pollution's effects on babies in their first month of life. Despite the known negative health impacts of air pollution, the study reveals that little or no progress has been made in many parts of the world to reduce air pollution. Investigating the sources of pollution allows us to better manage it and direct policymaking. One such study, as presented in the slide, analyzed available source apportionment studies on PM2.5 performed in cities to estimate shares of the sources of pollution by country and by region. And it reveals that traffic was the main contributor to urban ambient PM2.5 in several regions in Asia, including Southeast Asia, Central and South Asia, and East Asia. The transport sector is also responsible for about a quarter of carbon dioxide emissions from fuel combustion. Road transport, like cars, taxis, motorcycles, 2 and 3 wheelers, trucks, buses, these account for nearly 3/4 of transport carbon dioxide emissions. In Asia, electrification as a means to decarbonize the transport sector and to reduce air pollution, especially along major transport corridors, would not just be needed from cars, buses, trucks, and other vehicles with 4 or more wheels. Many Asian countries have notable shares of 2 and 3 wheelers. EV sales are growing globally, but sales growth is concentrated in few countries. Here you would see EV market share in selected countries. Southeast Asia is the 6th largest vehicle market in the world, and is also the 6th largest producer of motor vehicles. The increase in motorized road transport emissions can produce more air pollutants like fine particulate matter or PM2.5, ozone, and nitrogen dioxide that are harmful to health. For Southeast Asia, road transport vehicles account for 28% of total energy-related carbon dioxide emissions and approximately 92% of the transport-related carbon dioxide. Mainstreaming electric mobility would bring multiple benefits to Southeast Asian countries, especially when linked with the use of renewable energy. However, some of the challenges in the region include high upfront purchase costs, a lack of charging points and infrastructure, and reliability of technology. So what is the situation in Asia and what are being done to address such challenges? As we study the various e-mobility roadmaps and targets, economic incentives, non-fiscal instruments, we learned that emphasis is placed on supply side to boost local production to lower the cost. There are various incentives for manufacturing of EVs, batteries, and charging stations. In several cases, local content requirements in the manufactured EVs are preconditions to be eligible to tariff reductions. There's not a lot on demand creation, and electric vehicles remain expensive for most countries in Asia and not within the reach of the average household. On the charging infrastructure, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam have the most ambitious plans for deploying charging infrastructure. And Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam continue to develop registration or licensing requirements and product quality standards. What does this all mean for Asia? Transport activities are significant energy consumers, and passenger and goods transport activities are expected to continue to rise in Asia. It is important that there be a national framework on the use of energy or an overarching electric mobility framework that is linked to the use of renewable energy to accelerate the energy transition in both the transport sector and electricity generation sectors. Technology alone is not the solution. E-mobility will have to be embedded in national and local plans and roadmaps. Car segment alone is not where electrification could happen. There's a need to further electrify public transport modes like buses, jeepneys, motorcycle taxis, three-wheelers, tuk-tuks, including two-wheelers and urban freight. We also need to integrate, rationalize, and focus fiscal and non-fiscal policies to support electric mobility and renewable energy. In undertaking those, multi-stakeholder participation is a must. Many of the common challenges of cities in Asia in addressing air pollution and climate change are also not being considered in, say, urban planning. But in addition to multi-sectoral agency coordination at the national level, an important aspect of coordination that needs to be strengthened is the national government and local government coordination with respect to the implementation of electric mobility policies. Considering the importance of electric mobility to Southeast Asian countries, cooperation and knowledge exchange among countries would be important. With the current urbanization trajectory in Asia, it is imperative for cities to mitigate health and other negative impacts of air pollution through a basket of solutions, such as electrification.